Good morning. It's the Call Flo Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Good morning. Happy Friday to everyone. It is your April 18th Call Flo Radio Show. The number to call, 434-394-0924. But we do want to ask you to hold off on your calls for the first half of the program because we have a very special guest in our Francis E. Wood studio here, and that just happens to be Dr. Chip Jones. He is a superintendent of Cumberland County Public Schools, and we say good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Pretty morning, a little cool, but they say it's going to get in the 80s, right?
It is. I wonder where the 70s went.
I don't know.
You skip from the 60s up to the 80s. I can't remember when we had a temperature in the 70s.
We might
recently.
see that in June. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
We could see that. So you're doing all right?
Yes, ma'am. Doing
and
great.
Congratulations to you, to your appointment as superintendent of Prince Edward County Public
Yes,
Schools.
ma'am.
And that takes over in July, I think?
July 1st.
July
Go a
1st.
little transition from Cumberland after 21 years being in the school division. I'm going to be in Prince Edward as the superintendent starting July 1st. So, I live in Prince Edward, the Green Bay area. So,
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So,
All right.
I've been driving about 50 minutes one way for about 21 years. Now it's going to cut down to about 15 minutes
15
to
minutes,
Prince Edward
yeah.
schools. So I'm excited. Change is hard, but it's a new challenge, and, I'm ready.
All right. We're ready for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you just announced your replacement.
We did. So on Wednesday, the school board voted to for the next superintendent for Cumberland County Public Schools effective July 1, and that is Missy Shores. She is currently the high school principal for Cumberland. A few years ago, she was a teacher, coach, and an assistant principal at Cumberland, and then moved to other school divisions. Right before she came back to Cumberland 2 years ago, she was the director of human resources for Hopewell City Schools. So she worked in central office for about 7 years, came back to be the principal of Cumberland High School, and has done a phenomenal job, and she will do a great job as the next superintendent. She and her family live in Cartersville, so they're residents of Cumberland, and it's always good. So, so she understands, she's worked the community in which she lives. She understands the community. She understands rural education and some of the great things that go with it and some of the challenges. So it'll be exciting. So
that's great, and it'll be wonderful. Wonderful to work with her.
Yes, ma'am. Just
throughout the.
I guess it's. I was kind of joking with her yesterday a little. Cumberland, and then I'll go to Prince Edward, and so Prince Edward and Cumberland kind of rivals. So now, got two competitive superintendents now. So that's good. It'll all be good.
Well, competition's always great.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. So tell us what's going on. It's springtime, and in a matter of weeks, the year will be over with.
Yes, ma'am. I tell you, this is a busy time of the year. Lots going on. We just talked about Miss Shores. I just want to remind everyone that we're actually closed for students and staff on Monday, April 21st, the day after Easter. So that's good. So give families a little extra time to celebrate do things. Some of them that may travel and so forth. When you go from winter to spring, lots of sports and lots of athletics going on. We had 3 of our high school wrestlers that competed in a state championship. They had to travel to Bristol. So it was originally going to be in Salem, but the weather came in and so forth. And they moved it because to a one-day tournament in Bristol. It ended like at 1 a.m. in the morning. So, a little 5-6 hour drive.
Yeah, and you actually get to see how large the state of Virginia is from east to west.
Yes, ma'am.
Too. And it's a beautiful drive.
And then one of our seniors, DeColby Harris, he scored over 1,000 points in his career at Cumberland High School in basketball, so that's always exciting. But then he got chosen he was one of 16 players out of 51 school divisions. They got chosen to play in an all-star tournament, and it was held at UVA Wise on a Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And actually, Miss Shores and I drove to UVA Wise on a Sunday afternoon, a nice 5-hour drive to watch him play in the game.
Gosh, that is,
because that's quite an honor, but it's really an honor, especially for Cumberland and so forth, to be one of 16 school divisions
Right.
represent, one out of 51 with kids playing. So it was good. I'd never been to UVA-Wise before, beautiful campus. But I tell you, when you take a right off 81, I grew up in the country. We were in the country.
I'm sure.
So it was
I'm
good,
sure
but it was
Wise County
rewarding
is
and
very,
so forth.
very, very
Yes,
rural.
ma'am. But it was good. So that's exciting for him and so forth. Our indoor track team got to compete at, we have an indoor track team, got to compete in the state championship at Liberty University. So that's always good. It gives the kids exposure and so forth. We have a Cumberland County Public Schools esports team where it's gaming and different things like that, because we always think athletics, we think forensics, we think speech, we think different things, but their kids have interests. So there's esports, and this has been the first year that we had like a club last year, and now we're competing, and they play teams from all over the country and so forth. And there's a lot of scholarship money to go to college based on esports. It's
Is
crazy.
that right?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
my
And their team's
gosh.
doing well and so forth.
Good.
And they went to Virginia State University to a gaming retreat, so that was good for them. It's always exciting to get them exposure to different
that's
things.
right.
Our driver's ed students, under the direction of one of our teachers, Ms. Wren, learned car maintenance skills, how to change a tire, if you ever have to jump your car and different things, check your oil and so forth. So they went over to our transportation shop, and our mechanics worked with them how to do that. We kind of take those things for granted.
Yeah, we do.
And then yesterday I had a meeting at Longwood, and I walked out into the parking lot. I got a parking ticket, because that is what it is. And so I walked out, and I thought my car looks a little different, and my tire, I had a flat tire.
Well, yesterday just wasn't your day.
You know
was
what?
It?
It is what it is, and my car's not new, but it's not old, and different things. And the hardest part was figuring out that jack and so forth. And I was like, Chip, this is crazy. I grew up on a farm. You can change a silage wagon tire on the side of a road with a block of wood and a jack, but you can't figure out this little car jack. So we worked through it in different things. Actually, I had to watch a YouTube video. I have to admit that. So on how to do it, and Officer Mentor, who is our school resource officer, worked with our driver's ed kids on driver's rights and responsibilities, and went through some real life scenarios and so forth. So if they're ever pulled over, how to communicate with law enforcement and so forth. That is a good skill to know in different things. So that's always good.
Yeah. A lot of respect.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Give them a lot of respect.
And then last Friday night, I went to Appomattox High School to watch Mr. Cosley and some of he's our band director, our middle and high school students. They showcased their talent in the Central Virginia Honor Band. So it was 8 school divisions that came and brought musicians, and they worked with guest conductors. One was a professor from Longwood, and then one was from Chesterfield. And they had less than 12 hours to practice, and they put on one of the best concerts I've ever heard. So it was good.
Gosh.
So it's exciting just to see, kids from 8 different school divisions come together, have little performance and so forth. So, little practice time, and they did a phenomenal performance. So it was good. So that was the first time. They used to do that, and they revised that. Last time I think they did it was in 2012. So it was good.
Yeah.
So I hope they keep going with it. So it was exciting. And Mr. Cosley and the kids are having their spring concert on Tuesday, April 29th at 7 p.m. at Cumberland High School in the middle school, high school cafetorium. So it's always good. It's exciting.
Public invited?
Yes, ma'am. Come on. It's some of the best music you'll hear. And our cosmetology students, this is the first year we've had cosmetology. And working with Miss Trent. So our 7th and 8th graders had their formal dance last Friday night. And it's kind of like a mini prom. Kids get picked up, get their hair done, their nails done, different things like that. But this year, Miss Trent and the students, some of the cosmetology students, did hands-on experiences for the kids. They did manicures for the kids and did some of their hair and so forth, just to give them practice and so forth. So it was good.
Just hands-on.
Yes, ma'am.
Hands-on stuff.
So, and then we had some students, our FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, they do competitions. So they went to Reston. They first started at Longwood and won some competitions, and then they went to Reston the first weekend in April. And we had 3 of our students, Briera Franklin, Nasia Scott, and Shauna Robinson. They placed 3rd in social media strategies, and now they've qualified to go to the National FBLA conference in Anaheim, California this summer. So they're in the process of doing a little fundraising for that. So that's exciting. I think that's probably the first time in a while that a Cumberland team has won place at the state level and then now can go to the national level. So that's always exciting.
It's very exciting. And it's under your watch.
You know what? There's great people in Cumberland County. And, you know, one of the things that I think we pride ourselves on in Cumberland is sometimes kids don't always get an opportunity to do things, so it's our responsibility to give them exposure to see the different things and so forth. So those kind of things are exciting. So it's always good. David Sullivan, one of our former teachers, he did a chicken barbecue fundraiser last Saturday to senior class. Now we've traditionally done graduation in the high school gym.
Right.
Well, this senior class wants to do graduation outside.
Outside.
So now we have to have both areas set up just in case for weather. So we might have to rent an outdoor stage and so forth. So they did a chicken barbecue to do some fundraising and so forth. They had a plan. They went and worked with Miss Shores, the principal, and, you know, if the kids wanted it and so forth, we said yes. So we'll see how it goes.
Right.
We'll pray for good weather.
Pray for good weather.
Yes, ma'am. But if not, we got a plan. Our sixth graders, under the direction of Charlie Motter, who was, I said this previously, he was selected as the Division Teacher of the Year for Cumberland County. But Region 8, which is made up of 12 school divisions, he was selected as the Region 8 Teacher of the Year.
Well, congratulations
Yes,
to Charlie.
He's phenomenal, sixth grade math teacher, and now he'll compete at the state level on May 7th and so forth. This is the second year in a row that Cumberland County Public Schools has had the Region 8 Teacher of the Year. Last year was Emily Overstreet, our elementary art school teacher. This year it is Charlie Motter, sixth grade. So the last 2 years, Cumberland County Public Schools has had the Teachers of the Year for the region. And a year prior to that, Pamela Stepko, she was the Milken Award winner for the state of Virginia. That's like the Oscars or the Grammys of teaching. And so that's pretty impressive. So 3 years, Cumberland County's been celebrating their teachers, so it's good.
Well, now how do they compete?
Well, at a school level for Teacher of the Year, there's their peers select them, and we go off their resumes and different things, and then their fellow teachers select them, and then they come to the division level. So there's an elementary, middle, and high. And there's a vote and different things. Mr. Motter was selected for us. And then your Division Teacher of the Year, you submit that to the Department of Education, and there's a panel that reviews, and he was selected.
So the reviews are what they submit as far as what
yes,
they
ma'am.
have
accomplished and different things.
Okay.
So letters of reference and different things. So it's always exciting. And with that, he's been leading with the sixth graders to recycle plastic film, and they've raised over 1,000 pounds of recycle, like bags and, you know, like the plastic that comes maybe on packages and so forth. They had a goal of raising 1,000 pounds, recycling 1,000 pounds of film this year, and they met that goal.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is. It's exciting. And our Cumberland elementary kids, Mr. Coach JC, you know, last year we had some track work done, and to get kids interested prior to a high school track meet during this week, we did a mini K-5 elementary track meet just to get the kids out on the track and to do different things and build the interest, you know, and have them run. And we'll do one more. Kids, families, everybody loves it and so forth. So it's good just to build that interest.
Yes, and it gets them outdoors.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, away from their
Absolutely.
devices and all of that, and they get to see the sunshine.
Yes, ma'am. And then this summer we're excited. We worked with Hampton-Sydney is doing some renovations, I think, in their gym. So Caleb Kimbrough, the Hampton-Sydney basketball coach, always does a basketball camp and hear good things about it and so forth. And so they were looking for a venue to host that. Well, Cumberland High School and Middle School are going to host the Caleb Kimbrough Hampton-Sydney basketball camp at the end of July. I won't be there, but I'll be cheering them on, you know, from a little down the road and so forth. But it's good, and it gives an opportunity. What's so good about this is, of course, we get to showcase our facilities, and we have great facilities in Cumberland, but it gives kids that may not have the opportunity to travel to Hampton-Sydney that it's right there in their own backyard. It may be kids from Cumberland, Buckingham, Amelia, some even from Richmond, and it's just a little easier for them to travel there. So we're working on that. And I think our CTEs, our culinary arts students, may do some of the food and different things. So it's lots.
Yeah,
So
it is a lot. But like you said, it's there again.
Gives them opportunity.
And the opportunity to get out there and try to sort out things that they like and the things that they don't like, and it's good.
So it's good. Brings people to Cumberland and so forth. So for 4 days, and it's always good.
That's just wonderful.
So that's just a little bit of what's going on in Cumberland and Cumberland County Public Schools. Lots. And I say it each time I come in here. We have great kids. We have a great team. We have a great community and so forth. So it's always good. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. I know they're going to miss you.
Well, I'm going to miss them. I tell you, I tell people this, I've been there 21 years, and there comes a time and so forth. But I love the community. I love the kids. I love the people, the staff, and they've done a great job. But sometimes you have to step aside to let other people grow. So that's what we're doing. Right. And, it was a tough decision. And I say this, that Cumberland County's been good to me, and I've been good to Cumberland County. So
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win for everyone,
That's fantastic.
It'll be tough. June 30th will be tough, when
sure.
July 1st may not be as tough. I'm excited to go to Prince Edward. I'm excited at the possibilities and everything that will go on there. That drive will be about 15 minutes as compared to 50, so
Yes, yeah, that's better.
Yes,
better.
ma'am.
That's 1 cup of coffee instead of 2 cups, right?
Unsweet tea.
Unsweet tea.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
there we go. Well, what are your future plans for Prince Edward County? Do you have anything in particular that you're going to focus on, or are you just going to be there and kind of feel out everything, and
yes, ma'am.
progress as you?
It's an interesting time. Of course, I'm currently the superintendent in Cumberland, and then July 1 I'll be. It's kind of like June 30th, I'm a superintendent in Cumberland County Public Schools, and July 1, I'm the superintendent in Prince Edward Schools.
Right.
And there's lots of great things happening in Prince Edward County Public Schools. You don't always hear it, but they are. The sports, they have a phenomenal building project that's going on at their a remodel at their elementary school, so that's exciting. So one of the things, though, and I've met some great people and some great kids and different things that work there. One of the things that, and just talking, and of course I'm not there yet,
right.
But just in conversations that we've had, and I do want to say this, the Prince Edward County School Board has been extremely supportive. Couldn't have been better. They're good people, good ideas, and want the division to do well. So I do thank them for that. But, looking at, there's currently a high school principal opening, getting a new high school principal, and so forth. The current Ms. Dr. McQuaid Hicks retired, so new high school principal will be selected. That'll be in the next couple weeks and so forth, and I'll be part of that process because I'll be the superintendent and so forth. And then there's some other administrative openings. So, and then there's some teaching positions that are still need to be filled. So working on getting those filled and so forth, so we can get ready to open school.
Right.
It's exciting. But I think another thing that we'll work on is just the collaboration among the staff and just bringing, I say Duke pride now, but Eagle pride. Because, being an educator, it's tough, but it's also a blessing because you get to touch so many different lives. And just getting that Eagle pride, why it feels good to be an Eagle, and what does that mean to you? And I tell our staff in Cumberland now, and if anybody from Prince Edward's listening, they'll hear this, is we're our own best recruiters.
Right.
And we need to be, and no organization's perfect, but what we say is what people hear. And we got to be, so just working on, the positivity and so forth, and just, forming and continuing partnerships with Longwood. Prince Edward County Public Schools is so fortunate to have Longwood University. If you take a right out there, if you take a left to go to Hampton-Sydney, and then Southside Community College. And so many businesses that want to support to help kids with trades and different things. And so there's a lot, just kind of bringing those resources together. So it's exciting. There's a lot. It will be a process,
Of course.
Not always the most patient person in the world, but it will work. But my priority now is we're getting a new high school principal. naming a new principal, and filling teaching positions and so forth. Because you can have every improvement model in the world, but nothing replaces a good teacher in front of the kids.
Amen.
I mean, it's exciting. And then having good facilities for them. So it's exciting.
Well, I know Missy is going to have a great big footprint to fill.
Well, she and I talked about that. It's not about continuing what Chip Jones is doing by any means. It's continuing what's right for kids and a community. So she may change it all, or she may keep some of the same things. She'll probably bring in new ideas. That's good. As long as the kids do well and different things, that's what keeps you going and so forth. So. All
right. Well, I want to go back to school.
I tell you what, Cumberland's a good place. And, one of the, I told the Prince Edward School Board this and so forth, and when I continue to come in here for Prince Edward Schools, is it's going to be tough that Cumberland doesn't slip out of my mouth sometimes, because that's what I know.
Well, I always say good morning on a Trading Post hotline, that type of thing instead of, I know how it is. You can't, that will happen.
Yes.
That will happen, but we'll be totally forgiving.
Yes, ma'am. And before we go, this in school related, I'm going to give a shout out to my cousin Laurie Jennings, who lives in Martha's Vineyard, who's traveling home for Easter tomorrow. Safe travels to her. She's flying and different things, and her boys. She turned 50 today. So that's a milestone.
Birthday. Yes, it is a milestone.
Yes. Life changes after 50. I've learned that. So, yes.
Oh, you're not 50.
51.
Oh, dear. Okay. You don't look it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we have certainly enjoyed talking with you. Enjoy your pie.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I mean, that was the best. You've told me all about these pies, these pecan pies that you baked at Christmas and different things like that. And I love a pecan pie, and because they're so healthy for you.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so when I got here this morning, you had that was a great surprise.
Well,
I hope it makes it to Sunday, but I can't promise you that.
Well,
it might not even make it back to Cumberland. I don't know.
Well, anyway, you got your pie, and you're on my pie list. So
thank you.
That just is very an honor to me.
Well, I appreciate that.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yes, ma'am.
And once again, congratulations.
I appreciate that.
And we will see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'll keep coming back. I mean, finish up for Cumberland, and then I'll be back in for Prince Edward and so forth. We'll keep it going.
All right. Absolutely. Well, I guess let's see this April. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you in May.
Maybe I'll bring in Miss Shores with me.
That would be wonderful.
Just so the radio community and different people will see her and so forth. And y'all can hear a little bit about our friendly competition that we'll have going and so forth.
That sounds wonderful. All right, Chip, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Dr. Chip Jones. He is a superintendent of Cumberland County Public Schools, soon to be a superintendent of Prince Edward County Public Schools. Our time is 8:30. And we do have our business coming up at the bottom of the hour. And this edition of The Weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Well, let's take a look now at your WFLO forecast. For Southside and Central Virginia for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a high near 80 degrees. Winds southwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour this morning, wind gusts as high as 26 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear with a low around 60. For Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 86 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 13, gusting as high as 22 miles per hour. On Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 65. Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 82. Southwest winds around 7 miles per hour, shifting to the northeast in the afternoon. On Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 59. And for Monday, partly sunny with a high near 83 degrees. Taking a look at our weather stats, we have 74% humidity. Our barometer is steady at 30.26 inches. Our winds are coming up from the south actually the south-southwest, at around 6 miles per hour. We did have a low this morning of 43 degrees. We are now 53 degrees under some sunshine. That's look at your weather forecast. We've got our birthdays and perhaps some anniversaries coming up. Oops, excuse me. That's my middle name, by the way. Oops. Oops. Yeah. And we've got it for a 3-day period since it is Friday. So we will take care of that. Our birthday and anniversary calendar is brought to you. Did I mention that the weather was brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County? I'm all flubbed up here.
That's okay.
The Bank of Charlotte County. They have branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. There we go. I got that straight.
All right.
Now, the birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
Well, that's the cue for John Staten. And good morning, John.
Good morning.
And we've got birthdays for 3 days.
Good Friday.
It is Good Friday. Mm-hmm. And yesterday was Maundy Thursday. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, take it away.
All right. So for Good Friday, the 18th, happy birthday going out to Melissa Capps, Stephen Troxell, 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 Troxell. And then we have an anniversary couple, Tiffany and Steve Sisk Jr., having an anniversary today. And those are for the 18th. As we move along now into Saturday, the 19th, Jennifer Bowler, Ellis Claire McCann, Angie Dumond, Zachary Finch, Roy Turner, and then it's Easter Sunday. I am looking to make sure I'm not skipping over any other birthdays on the other list I have here, and it does not appear that I am. So on the 20th, it's Tyler Rice and Lane Caroline Caldwell having birthdays on Easter Sunday, the 20th.
Okay.
And if you'd like to put some names on birthdays or anniversaries, go to birthdays at WFLO.net. Or you can call 434-394-0924.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, of course, we wish everybody celebrating, whether we know it or not. We hope you have a great birthday, be it today, Saturday, or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The birthday calendar brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson. For the right legal advice, visit her office on Main Street in Farmville. Okay.
I did want to pass along this. Did you get anything about the Brightspeed thing?
No.
Okay, so I had this on my phone, and then they sent us an email, so I did the printing out so I could read this. Brightspeed has reported an additional fiber cut that is now affecting administration lines for Farmville 911. So if you call 911 and the call will not connect, please call 434-392-3332. Again, 434-392-3332 or 434-603-8861. 434-603-8861. Temporary line for emergency services, fire, EMS, law enforcement, etc.
Okay. All right, so that's
A little bit late getting that on, but
it's okay. Yeah. We got it on.
Yeah, we got it on.
All right. And we do have the phone ringing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet it's Henry.
Could be.
And we'll find out. Good morning. You're on the Call Flo Show.
Is this Henry?
Now you found out.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I talked to Noah earlier, and that's the first time I knew his last name.
Massage?
Was earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Noah. I talked to Noah earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strange last name, earlier.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. But, oh boy, if he passed away, he'd be the late earlier.
Yeah, well, let's hope he doesn't pass away too early.
No.
Right. There you go, that's for sure. You know, they said the radical right was left by some.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why they left. There's a word, meet, M-E-A-T, and there's a track meet. Well, the track meet, M-E-A-T, the track meet was well done, which is rare on any medium.
Okay.
Anyway, that wasn't too funny, but...
That was very clever.
Yeah, he tried to sneeze, but he blew it. So anyway, there was a young lady track star
Uh-huh.
in the world of sports. And her hose had a run.
Okay.
Yeah, even when she sat still, her hose still had a run.
Yep. I'm very familiar with
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, right. Did you know that in the Old West, the sheriff practiced tying a noose till he got the hang of it?
Oh, Henry, you're good today. You're on a roll.
Oh. Well, you know, the guy swallowed her coffee, but not her story.
Swallowed her coffee.
After,
It's like it's tough to swallow that story.
Oh, it's tough to swallow the
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
familiar
he
with that,
swallowed
but
her
anyway.
coffee.
It's a lot to swallow, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They don't say that much anymore.
No, they don't.
No.
No.
Yeah, right. After all, there was a train engineer who had a one-track mind.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And the waitress had to wait on a table because the restaurant didn't have any tables, so she had to wait for one.
Oh, really? Uh-huh. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. But anyway, I didn't promise you I'd be funny. I just look funny. I have a little story I'd like to share with you. To each his own when it comes to religion. Mine is Christianity, and there are all kinds of religions. And one night some years ago, Joyce and I went to see someone at Southside Hospital, and it was after dark when we left. And there was a car in the parking lot that had the lights on, but nobody was around. So Joyce said, let me turn the lights off on that car, because when they come out, they'll have a dead battery. Well, the car had no identification marks whatsoever, but my voice said, that car belongs to the Jehovah's Witness, and I'll write the license plate number down in case they wonder why you're in their car. Well, the next day, we visited Joyce and Linda Smith at Keysville, and we were sitting on her front porch, which was some 200-300 yards from the highway, and a car turned into her driveway. At that instant, my voice said, that's a Jehovah's Witness car. The car came on in and stopped. There was a woman driver in the car, and she handed Aunt Linda a newspaper and then drove away. I looked at the license plate number, and it was the same car we'd seen the night before at Southside Hospital. So Aunt Linda came back to the porch, and she says, that woman brought me a copy of the Jehovah's Witness newspaper, and she then threw it into the trash can. Now, the car had no sign of any kind that it might belong to any particular group. I just saw what I saw was a darkness about it. Mm. But to each person, to choose their own religion. So that was kind of an unusual thing. But anyway, if anybody would like to chat with me, you can call me. You can call me anything you want to, but call me. And my number is 414-0096. Now, if you wrote that down, you can truly say, boy, I got his number.
That's right.
Right?
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I trust that you all will have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. We hope that you have a wonderful Easter weekend as well.
Thank you. Lord willing, as Hank Williams Sr. used to say, if the Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll be talking to you on Monday.
Okay. Sounds great.
And anyway, in fact, that's what Hank Williams Sr. used to say when he signed off his show. Mm-hmm. But I would say it doesn't matter what you say if the Lord's willing.
That's right. You got it.
So.
Okay.
Anyway, y'all take care.
Thank you, Henry. Have a good one.
Thank y'all.
Right. Bye-bye.
God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Henry.
All right. The one and only Henry Fulcher. Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, we've got another call
Yeah.
coming in. And we'll take this call. Good morning. You're on the Call Flo Show.
Oh, good morning, people.
Good morning.
First-time caller.
I know. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Are you okay?
Yes, I just thought I was getting too repetitive and decided to give you guys a break.
Oh, no. That's,
So.
you don't have to do that because we always love talking with you.
Well, thank you. I think
Yes.
I will become a regular again.
Oh, I hope so.
But, yes. Oh, but before I forget, did you guys catch
Pardon me?
that amputee that there was an amputee that went to court and didn't have a leg to stand on?
Another Henry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it when he called, and I'm like, I got to find something to say. So,
Oh, that's you're good. You're good. You're good.
That's
You're good.
pretty,
yeah.
pretty rude.
So you've been okay? Everything going all
Yes,
right at the
ma'am,
farm?
Oh, yes. Everybody's happy, losing their hair from going into the summer mode.
I know. Iggy's doing the same thing. I'm having to brush her every day.
Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, but she gets to where she really likes it too. Now, at first she's always skittish, about it.
Uh-huh.
But I grab her and I talk to her nicely and just tell her I brush all the places where she scratches. Get those first. And so she decides that's a good thing. So
Yes.
yeah, and I discard her hair so that the birdies can make nests out of it.
That's what I did. When I cut mine, I put it in one of those little, like a cage for the suet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've
That's
been
a good
enjoying
idea.
it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. So you have plans for Easter?
No, I think just cut the lawn. It's usually just simple. Cut the lawn and do chores outside.
Oh, okay. Well, the weather's going to be fantastic.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Was I talking to you guys about red buds?
I don't know.
You know what they are, the red bud?
Well, of course. I eat them.
Yes, and I was so well, I went on to the website and I wanted to make some tea out of them because I hear you can make tea. Mm-hmm. So I did. Uh-huh. It's a pain in the butt, I tell you what.
Well,
you have it's like an equal 1 cup of water to 1 cup of red buds. and you got to do a lot of buds.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of buds.
Through them. Yes, you got to root through them to make sure all the bugs are out of them.
Ooh. I imagine I probably eaten a few bugs.
It's all going down the same way.
It's all okay. Yeah, bugs have a little bit of protein too, so they don't care. But I do.
See in some places.
Yeah, I love red buds.
And red bugs.
They're good for you.
Yeah.
They really are.
Oh, really?
They're full of antioxidants and they're good on salads. And I don't know whether you can make red bud bread. I know if you try to say that 5 times fast, it won't work.
Red bread.
Anyway, there are all kinds of recipes for it, I think. But yeah, it's always nice to I take Iggy for her rides, and I drop by. We've got a forest full of red bud, so it's always to have a nice little snack. I'm sorry they're gone now.
Yes, I made some tea with some.
How was the tea?
Experimenting. It was very, very soft, as I guess you could imagine. Mm-hmm. It was a gorgeous color, almost like a I don't know, like a real light purple, lavender kind of. Mm-hmm. Yes, but I think it is an acquired taste.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It wasn't bad, but even you can't use or at least in my opinion, you can't use sugar. You have to use almost like a more natural sweetener.
Like honey?
Like honey or yes,
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad I tried it.
Good.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna educate my listening audience to appreciate those red bud blossoms because they are good for you. Even if you eat a bug or two. But anyway, yeah.
For about a week, I was looking and asking people, where are the red buds?
All of a sudden, boom.
And I'm looking outside, and I guess I envisioned a true red bud.
No, they're not truly red.
And then I looked down and it's like, there they are. They're all over the front lawn. So.
And the dogwood has been absolutely beautiful this year as well.
They are.
I think the snow's helped them. A good snow or two during the wintertime always puts that good nitrogen in the ground, and it just makes everything brighter, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Well, I just called just to say hi, and yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you called, and please don't ever think that you're getting too, what would we call it? Too familiar or whatever.
Overexposed.
Overexposed. You're not. You're not, because we missed you. We missed you.
Oh. Well, thank you. That was heartfelt.
It was. Yeah, it was. All right. Well, you take care.
Yes, thank you.
And we hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Whatever you get into, just stay safe, and we'll be talking at you hopefully on Monday.
Yes, you too. And have a safe Easter holiday.
Thanks, you.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right. First-time caller.
Mm-hmm.
Back with us.
Haven't heard from him in quite some time.
Absolutely. Well, that was very nice. Very refreshing, too. 8:51 is our time. Our number to call, 434-394-0924. Chris Wood with you, along with John Staten.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess we should probably tell everyone who's the celebrity birthdays, right? I think there are some pretty big names here.
Okay.
Yeah, for that. And it is your April the 18th. So we'll check to see who is celebrating. James Woods is celebrating a birthday today. Also, if I can get this thing out of my way here. Okay, and he turns 78 today. And his fun fact is he once appeared on Emergency Room, or ER, or as a doctor. Who else is? Oh, Conan O'Brien turned 62 today.
Okay.
He hosted the Oscars this year.
Missed it.
Missed that as well. Actress Maria Bello or Maria Bello, turns 58 today. And her middle name is Elena. David Tennant turns 54. He hosted the 2025 BAFTAs. And let's see, okay. Actress Melissa Joan Hart turns 49. And she has continued her recent trend of appearing in Lifetime TV movies. So, reality star Kourtney Kardashian turns 46 today. She started college at SMU before transferring to Arizona. Let's see here. Who else? Actress America Ferrera. We all know America Ferrera. Oh, let's see. She has 2 children, Lucia and Sebastian. She was on a couple of TV shows. Ugly Betty, wasn't she in?
Didn't see
one
that.
Yeah, I think that was one of them.
I've heard of
She's
this
also
show.
she's also a very good actress as well. Actress Vanessa Kirby turns 37. And she was recently announced that she will also be appearing in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday production. Let's see, who else? Actress Chloe Bennett turns 33. And let's see, who else? Robert Hooks. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's 88 today. Dorothy Lyman of Mama's Family is 78. Actor Cindy Pickett of Ferris Bueller's Day Off
I'm trying to think of what.
she's 78 today.
I wonder if that was the mom. Because that name doesn't ring a bell. So if they're listing her as Ferris Bueller Day Off, then that might be the mom.
Might be the mom, okay.
And what's interesting about that is that the actor that played the dad and her, if that's who this is, they weren't together at the time, but because of being on the film, they ended up getting married in real life.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's some
If that's
interesting
indeed
trivia.
if indeed that's who that is.
Yeah. Keyboardist Walt Richmond of the Tractors is 78.
Okay.
Bassist Jim Sholton of Sawyer Brown, 73. Actor Eric Roberts.
I know who that is.
Julia
That's
Roberts'
Julia's brother.
He's also a good actor. 69 today. Actor Melody Thomas Scott of The Young and the Restless is 69. Actor John James of Dynasty and the Colbys is 69. He must have been a very young actor in those
Maybe so.
productions. Bassist Les Pattinson of Echo and the Bunnymen is 67. And actor Jane Leaves of Hot in Cleveland and Frasier is 64 today. Ventriloquist Jeff Dunham is 63. Eric McCormick of Will and Grace is 62. Actor Mary Birdsong of Reno 9/11 is 57. Actor David Hewlett of Stargate SG-1, 57. Let's see here. I don't know. Actor Bryce Johnson of Pretty Little Liars is 48 today. We mentioned Kourtney Kardashian. She's 46. Actor Tom Hughes of Victoria is 40. And let's see if I see anybody else here. Actor Moises Arias of Hannah Montana is 31 today. So those are the birthdays.
All right.
It's 8:56. Still time for you to give us a call on this Good Friday, April the 18th. And it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. And let's see, coming up at 9 o'clock, we've still got a few tickets left for the Farmville Wine Festival, which is tomorrow.
So, yeah, what are we going to do? Try to give a bunch away?
No, well, we can.
I mean, more than just once an hour?
I don't know. We'll see how many tickets we've got left, and we'll just play it by ear.
Right.
How about that, John?
Okay.
Okay.
I was asking for myself, really. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I was asking for myself, too.
I was going to see what you were going to suggest.
Anyway, let's see. Any oddities you want to?
I saw
quickly
something about
mention?
cows getting loose, but that happens to me all the time, so that's not big of a deal. How about this one? Massachusetts teen's message in a bottle from 1976 found in the Bahamas.
Oh,
So
wow.
basically, it's these two brothers. I'll just give a quick synopsis of the thing. They do this sort of thing looking for stuff like that, and they came across this old Pepsi bottle and had a note written by Peter R. Thompson, at the time a 14-year-old Pentucket Regional Junior High School student from West Newbury, Massachusetts, who was taking oceanography class at the time. And the note said the bottle would be tossed into the ocean by the Coast Guard. And the Buffington brothers were the ones that found it, and it was almost 50 years later. And so they got in contact with this Thompson person who wrote the message in the bottle when he was 14. Says he does not remember writing the message, but he has fond memories of that oceanography class.
Oh, okay.
And so there you
Well,
go.
I guess we can forgive him for not remembering since it was
Yeah,
about
I mean, that was
50 years
76.
ago.
I mean, that was when I was born, so that's how long ago that
Well,
was.
Francis and I found a message in a bottle down at Nag's Head one day.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was from a girl who lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and she was very proud of that fact. But I don't remember, where she was, where exactly she had dropped the bottle off. It didn't say anything like that. But we kept in touch with her for a little while. She was very proud that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, in Cleveland, Ohio. So, but anyway, she was just a young girl, and it was kind of neat to get that message in a bottle. Not a whole lot of people can say that.
No, I've never come across one myself.
All right. Well, any other plans you have for this weekend?
Let's see. I will. I'll spend Easter Sunday with my family. I'll spend Saturday with Mandy, and so there you go.
All right.
So I got stuff going on. How about you? Now, what do you do?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm going to go to my daughter Katie's house on Sunday, Easter Sunday, but that hasn't been resolved. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I always like surprises, so there you go. Everybody have a safe holiday, and we hope to that you'll listen up on Monday for another Call Flo Show. But right now, coming up, we've got news, weather, and music on this Good Friday.